Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something pretty wild, the placebo effect.
Yeah.
This one came from a listener who's super curious about how our thoughts can actually impact our bodies. Like, can simply believing in something make us feel better? So we dug into a ton of research, and let me tell you, we've got some seriously mind-blowing stuff to share.
Absolutely. And you know what's even more mind-blowing? It's not just about fooling ourselves into feeling better.
Right.
The placebo effect can actually create real physical changes in our bodies.
Whoa.
For example, there's research showing that when folks take a placebo for depression, they can actually see an increase in serotonin.
Isn't that the mood chemical?
Yes, it's the brain chemical linked to mood. So that's how powerful our beliefs can be.
That's incredible. Like, it's not just wishful thinking. It's a real biological response.
Right.
Now, I think most folks, when they hear placebo, they picture those sugar pills they use in drug trials. But it goes way beyond that, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's really about the power of expectation. I mean, think about it. Have you ever noticed how sometimes brand name painkillers seem to work better than the generic ones, even though they often have the exact same ingredients?
Definitely.
It's our expectation that the brand name is more effective, and that plays a role.
I've totally noticed that. But okay, so if it's all about expectation, does that mean the illness isn't actually real?
Not at all. It's super important to remember that the placebo effect doesn't mean an illness is fake. Physical symptoms are absolutely real.
Okay, good.
What it shows us is that our minds have a huge influence on how we experience and deal with those symptoms. Like, take chronic pain, for instance. Studies have shown that people who believe they're getting effective pain meds, even if it's a placebo, they can experience a big drop in their pain levels.
So it's like our brains are actively helping us heal.
Exactly. And this connection between our minds and bodies, it pops up in all sorts of ways.
How so?
Well, think about athletes who use visualization to up their game. By vividly picturing themselves succeeding, they're actually getting their bodies ready to perform better. Or those studies where folks were told their everyday activities were a form of exercise, they actually saw improvements in their cardiovascular health, even though their routines didn't change at all.
No way. So wait, if I convince myself that cleaning the house is a killer workout, my body might actually start responding like it is.
Well, there's no guarantee, but the placebo effect suggests that our beliefs can have a really powerful impact on our physical experiences. It's like we're tapping into this hidden reserve of strength and resilience inside us.
This is seriously mind-blowing. It sounds like we all have this untapped potential to influence our own health just by changing our mindset.
Exactly. And the exciting part is there are ways we can actually harness this power in our everyday lives.
Wait, really? Like, how? Okay, so how do we actually, do that? How do we tap into this placebo effect thing to make our lives better? I mean, it can't be as easy as just, thinking happy thoughts, can it?
Well, positive thinking definitely helps, but there are some more concrete things we can try. One really cool technique is called acting as if.
Acting as if.
Yeah, it's the idea that if you act like something's true, you might start believing it. And then your body kind of follows suit.
Okay, so if I'm totally dreading a presentation at work, I should just act like I'm super excited about it. Fake it till I make it.
Exactly. It might sound a little weird, but research actually shows that even forcing a smile can kickstart those physical changes linked to feeling good. So by changing how you act on the outside, you might actually start changing how you feel on the inside.
Interesting. So it's not just about fooling other people.
Yeah.
It's like we're tricking our own minds into a better mood.
You could say that. Another good strategy is focusing on what's already working in your life and with your health.
Okay.
So instead of getting stuck on what's wrong or what you don't have, try really noticing and appreciating the good stuff.
So if I'm dealing with anxiety, instead of focusing on all those racing thoughts, I could try focusing on how grateful I am for my friends and family.
Exactly. It's all about shifting your attention to the positive and letting those good vibes grow. It's like training your brain to look for proof that things are actually pretty good.
I like that, a mental treasure hunt for all the good stuff.
Yeah.
The research we looked at also talked about how rituals can help us use the placebo effect. What's the connection there?
Rituals are super powerful because they use the power of association. When you create a specific routine that you do before something you want to happen, you're basically training your brain to expect that outcome.
So like a morning meditation to get in the zone for the day.
Exactly. Or maybe it's a pre-workout ritual to pump you up. The key is to pick something that means something to you and that you can do consistently.
This is making me think about the placebo effect when it comes to like actual medical treatments.
Yeah.
If what we believe can affect how well something works, how does that change how we view healthcare?
That's a great question, and it brings up some really important ethical stuff. While placebos can definitely be helpful, there's a big debate about whether it's okay to use them regularly in medicine.
Right? Because it involves like tricking people. If a doctor gives someone a sugar pill and pretends it's real medicine, is that even ethical?
That's a major concern for a lot of people. There's a risk of breaking that trust between doctors and patients.
Right.
But there's also a growing movement towards being more upfront about it, like using open-label placebos.
Open-label placebos, isn't that kind of an oxymoron?
It might sound strange, but research suggests that even when patients know they're taking a placebo, they can still see benefits.
Wow.
It's that act of taking a pill, along with the belief that it's going to help, that seems to set off the positive response.
So even without the trickery, the placebo effect can still work.
It seems that way. More research is definitely needed, but these findings open up some really cool possibilities for using placebo responses in mainstream medicine in a way that's ethical and honest.
It sounds like the future of healthcare could be way more personalized and holistic.
Yeah.
Really acknowledging how much our minds affect our bodies.
Absolutely. And as we keep digging into this whole placebo effect thing, who knows what other amazing discoveries are waiting for us?
It really feels like we've only just dipped our toes into this whole placebo thing.
We have, and that's what's so cool about it. There's still so much we don't know and so much to discover.
Makes you wonder what other secrets are hidden inside our own minds and bodies, just waiting for us to find them.
Right. And as we keep researching, I think we'll find even more amazing and ethical ways to use the power of the placebo effect.
So what are some of the things happening in placebo research that you find really interesting?
Well, one area I'm really into is personalized medicine.
That's where they tailor treatments to a person's genes and lifestyle.
Exactly. And researchers are looking at how the placebo effect could be a part of that.
So instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, we could make treatments even more effective by considering someone's beliefs and expectations.
Yeah, it's about recognizing that everyone's healing journey is different, and that our minds play a big role in that.
That's really cool. It makes me think about using the placebo effect to make things like lifestyle changes or mindfulness practices or even therapy work better.
Absolutely. If we can use the power of belief to boost those things, it could totally change how we think about health and healing.
Imagine combining the best of regular medicine with the power of the mind. It's like a whole new world of healthcare.
It is. And it goes hand in hand with this move towards integrative medicine blending conventional and alternative therapies for a more holistic approach.
That makes a lot of sense. Recognizing that the mind and body are connected and that real healing means addressing both.
Exactly. Now, we can't talk about the placebo effect without talking about ethics, especially when it comes to doctors and patients.
Right, we touched on that before. How do we balance the good things about placebos with concerns about deception and informed consent?
One approach that's becoming more popular is just being more upfront with patients about the placebo effect.
So instead of prescribing a sugar pill and saying it's real medicine, a doctor could have a real conversation with the patient about how the placebo effect works and how to use it.
Exactly. It becomes a team effort with both the doctor and the patient, understanding that the mind plays a part in healing.
That feels much better for the patient. They're not being tricked, but they're actively involved in getting better.
Right. And there's even research looking at open-label placebos where patients know they're getting a placebo.
And they still see benefits.
It's pretty amazing, right? It shows that even just the act of taking a pill combined with believing it will help can make positive changes.
That's incredible. It really shows you how powerful our minds are.
And as we continue to learn more about the placebo effect, I'm sure we'll discover even more fascinating things about this link between our minds and bodies.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. It's made me realize that we can really influence our own health and well-being just by changing how we think.
Exactly. And that's the main thing I want you to take away from this deep dive. The power to heal is often within us.
So to our listener, we encourage you to keep exploring the incredible power of your own mind.
And remember, you're not just someone who receives healthcare. You're an active part of your own healing journey.
Until next time, keep diving deep. You never know what amazing things you might find.
And never underestimate the power of belief.